Learning from the Revenue Secretary on the India-US trade deal. He has said, and I quote, the India-US trade deal will deepen economic ties. The Revenue Secretary has also said this is a major boost for the labour sector as well as those labour-intensive sectors, including the agriculture sector, also stating that manufacturing sectors will gain significantly after this trade deal, given the fact that the tariff has come down to 18%. India now has the lowest tariff when it comes to other competing export economies. I'm joined by my colleague Pallavi Ghosh. So Pallavi, it seems we're getting an indication from the government that Donald Trump's lengthy Truth Social post, where he claimed a massive concession from India on 3 fronts, that was just political bluster. Those details are still a work in progress.
Yeah, like the Commerce Minister has, of course, landed in Delhi, Ayushman, and I don't think there's a possibility of him giving a statement in Lok Sabha because clearly the Lok Sabha has been adjourned. But in a brief statement which has been given out by the Revenue Secretary, it is extremely significant because there was one concern that the kind of deal which was being projected by the Donald Trump administration seems to be suggesting that it could be a blow to the Indian agrarian sector. It could be a blow as far as the labor-intensive sectors are concerned. The Revenue Secretary clearly has made it very, very clear that this is not going to be the case. India's interests are going to be protected. The labor-intensive infrastructural industries or the departments are definitely going to be protected. So it's not a deal which is going to be beneficial only to America. India has taken a stand, and India's stand has been respected. I think it will take a couple of days, possibly, when the nitty-gritty of the deal is going to be made very public. But for now, the big statement coming in from the Revenue Secretary of the Finance Ministry is a big giveaway that India's national interest has been given importance.
Right, so India's national interest has been given importance, and Pallavi, at the same time, given the reaction coming in from the market, given the marginal rise when it comes to the value of the rupee as compared to the dollar, does it seem that the market forces have seen through the political rhetoric of Donald Trump, seeing this as a win for India?
You know, Ayushman, ever since the budget, there was a little worry as far as the government sector was concerned that why are the markets not being robust? I think this is what they were waiting for. And they say that the results are the best indication. So when the markets react very positively, they send out multiple messaging. For our investors, indigenous investors, Ayushman, it's a very good thumbs up sign. It's a green signaling of the economic growth story. Globally also, it goes on to show that India's market economy is booming. But yes, you're absolutely right. I think the biggest messaging which it brings across is that what Donald Trump's administration is claiming and has been claiming about the deal, which seems to be suggesting that 18% we are doing, 0% as far as their products are concerned, all of that may not be true.
Right. Thank you, Pallavi, for decoding that for us. So clearly, India taking that victory lap and Prime Minister Modi being the one taking that massive win when it comes to the trade deal between India and the United States. Also, 6 months of negotiations bearing this fruit. So persistence has paid off on the international stage. Let's listen into more reactions coming in.
This is an insult to the parliament, one, and this is a Narendra surrender 2.0. India surrendered to Trump dictator.
Why would you say so?
The tariff for Indian goods is 18%, and for American goods is 0%.
The tariff and non-tariff barriers will come down to zero. The amount of business that he perceives that will happen includes agriculture products, opening up our markets to agriculture products. So I'm waiting for more details coming from the Indian side, because if this is what the context of the bill is, then or the deal is, and since we don't have much details, then I think it is not really a win-win situation.
Could that our tariffs have been reduced? But with America, we never know. One day they raise the tariff, the other day they reduce the tariff.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was congratulated today in the NDA meeting for this big achievement of the trade deal.
I do not think. I think India's prestige has suffered a hit.
कि सरकार पूरी ट्रेड के बारे में ऑल माइन्यूट डिटेल्स के बारे में सरकार आएगी और आपको बताएगी और कंसर्न मंत्री उसके बारे में चर्चा करेंगे। बहुत जल्द सरकार सो मोटो स्टेटमेंट देने वाली है और इस ट्रेड डील के बारे में भी विस्तृत रूप से चर्चा करेगी। सरकार तैयार है।
ऐतिहासिक ट्रेड डील्स मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में 9 ट्रेड डील जो हुए हैं, जिसको हम फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट कहते हैं,
Serious issues which require a very detailed deliberation in Parliament, and that's why we had moved an adjournment motion saying that this issue requires a detailed, structured discussion.
Mr. Trump says 500 billion. Our entire import bill is 700 billion. So are we going to stop buying from every other country and only buy from America? We need clarity. That's all. We just want to know. We would love to celebrate good news if it is good news. But please give us the details and we know whether we should celebrate.
I just now saw the American Agriculture Secretary tweeting saying that she welcomes the trade deal between India and America, by which American agricultural products will be coming into India with zero tariff. Is this part of the deal as well? So what happens to Indian companies? So without any kind of detail, with just merely a social media post, how can we welcome this agreement?
How are you seeing this new trade deal in between India and US?
Details of this new trade deal are yet to be available, but it's a fact that Prime Minister Modi and the BJP-led government has once again proved that they are just a junior ally of United States. So they had abandoned independent foreign policy long back. Now they are completely surrendering to the US interests. Earlier, a few weeks back, Trump had made a statement that Prime Minister Modi knows how to make him happy. Now it appears that Prime Minister Modi has made Trump happy by reducing tariffs to 0%.
What did the Prime Minister say as far as the US trade deal is concerned? It's come after a long pursuit.
Well, he was very happy about it and very satisfied that now this is a normal rate, 18%. Earlier it was like 50%, which was ridiculous, which was very high, and that was really impacting our exports adversely to the United States. And now with 18%, still a lot of exports, would happen, and this is a big achievement, and it's only possible. We are very grateful to our Honorable Prime Minister. It's basically because of his efforts, his relationships with the American President, Mr. Trump, and that people all over the world, hold our Honorable Prime Minister very high esteem. They have a lot of respect for him, and it was due to his persistent efforts that this was possible. So we are very grateful.
So that is the latest on the political showdown when it comes to the India-US trade deal. While Prime Minister Modi is taking the victory lap, the opposition is not convinced.